like, I'm just gonna keep gaining weight forever from now on, and this is just how I feel, bloated and tired and like blah. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kayla Cosmos, and today we are going to be discussing something Taiwan related, because there is something I realized that was affecting me for almost all my time in Taiwan, and I really didn't realize how much of a problem it was becoming until now, and that is my weight gain in Taiwan. Because while I was in Taiwan, I didn't realize how much the food I was eating was affecting me. Even though I was, working out somewhat, I just couldn't seem to lose any weight. And I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more later, but I do have a thyroid condition in which my thyroid is somewhat underactive. So I just thought maybe my thyroid is just giving up to me, and from here on out, I'm just gonna continue gaining weight no matter what I do. But I gotta say, after I left Taiwan, things changed a lot. So you can probably tell that I look a lot better now. I think I look a lot better. I feel a lot better. So in today's video, I wanna be talking about Taiwanese food and the culture around eating out. I'm also gonna talk about, the issues that I started to deal with physically from gaining weight to having low energy levels. And I'm also gonna talk about what changed my mindset when I left Taiwan, because I had a lot of realizations about the food in Taiwan that I didn't really have while I was living there. But before we get into it, guys, let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite Taiwanese food? Because even though I know I definitely can no longer eat Taiwanese food every single day, I miss it so much. So let's talk about Taiwanese food and the culture of eating out. First off, in Taiwan, one thing that I notice, especially as a foreigner, is that almost everything is cooked for the most part, and it's usually cooked in oil. And of course, while it's so delicious and often very, very cheap, it's not really good for our bodies to be eating like that. But I think another issue is the culture around eating out all the time, because one, super cheap, but two, it's not very healthy. Along with all of this food, on the other end, there's not a ton of healthy options. Like, I really love the vegetarian buffets, but not at every restaurant do you find like the healthier option. It does feel somewhat limited when you are trying to find healthy food, or if you want healthy food. One, it's not as common to find, and two, it's definitely going to be more expensive. Coming from the States, I think that was even a shock for me, because it wasn't as easy for me to just go and get healthy foods, because they just didn't seem as promoted as much as it is in the US. Now, mind you, we have a ton of really, really unhealthy food, but I don't know, in Taiwan, I just don't think there's a huge culture around eating clean, eating healthy. Like, not to say that everybody eats unhealthy, but when you're eating out all the time, you're not often finding those options. They're definitely not the most popular. But if you have a kitchen, then you are definitely in luck, because you can cook at home and you have more control over what you were eating. So I was really, really happy that I had my own kitchen during like the end of my time in Kaohsiung, because when I didn't have a kitchen, I was eating out all the time. And a final thought that I have on this is, people in Taiwan are generally pretty skinny. So in my mind, that tells me that maybe there isn't so much of a push to have a ton of healthy food, because everybody already looks pretty healthy. Everybody's pretty thin usually, whereas in the States, we're much bigger people, so there's a lot more culture to like push us to be like, you need to look skinnier, you need to lose weight. And then, there's like this whole market and culture around like healthy eating. So by the end of my time, I consistently felt bloated. Like, my stomach felt bloated almost all the time. I was tired, I wasn't able to focus super well, and overall I had gained some weight. Like, I'll just throw some pictures up here and you're gonna see a huge difference. Like, I just wasn't physically comfortable with myself, like I just wasn't super happy with how I looked and with how I felt. Some of the things that I think really affected me was, one, I'm eating tons of gluten, and I'm also eating a lot of soy. And both of these can affect the thyroid. If you don't know what it does, it controls literally all of how your hormones work. So for me, I can gain weight more easily, especially if I'm not eating well. So I do believe maybe from eating those things in particular, it wasn't helping me, and I was eating them in excess of like just way too much. And in Taiwan in general, like, most food has gluten and most food has soy. And another thing that I think may have kind of pushed me to gain more weight was when I moved from Kinmen. I was leaving somewhere where I was going hiking a lot. I was like always outside and exploring. And then I moved to Kaohsiung. The city life, it just wasn't as easy for me to go to nature, so I didn't feel as motivated to get there and actually go out and do those things. At the end of it all, like maybe like January, February, I was just thinking, you know what, I'm 28 years old, maybe my thyroid just isn't working as well anymore, and like I'm just gonna keep gaining weight forever from now on, and this is just how I feel, bloated and tired and like blah. But turns out none of that was true. And this is what happened when I left Taiwan. So the first place I went to after Taiwan was Dubai. And one thing in Dubai that changed drastically for me was my diet, because the food is completely different. I also noticed that healthy food was just so much more accessible. Like I'd have like, what are they, like poke bowls from like Carrefour all the time, and they had like Carrefour sushi. I know it's not the best, but was quite healthy. I was eating a lot more proteins and fats, fish, and even though it was expensive, I was choosing to eat healthier things when I went out to eat, and then also when I was eating at home, I was eating a lot more healthy things. And one thing that I really cut down on was carbs. I ate some foods with gluten, but overall not too much. And in Dubai, I was walking a ton, but like my physical activity really wasn't any more or less than Taiwan. But one day I was just like, boop, and I was like, holy shit, where did my waist go? Like, it was just like all of a sudden I was like, my thyroid has not given up on me. My diet in Taiwan was wrecking my body, and I didn't really realize how bad it was for me. My exercise had not changed at all, and yet I dropped weight literally from just changing my diet and accommodating to what was easily available to me, which was healthy food. And here's the thing, I do think, you know, if you live in a country where maybe the food isn't so healthy, of course, you can change your diet to be healthier. But I gotta say that if you have healthy food that is available to you and it's just so easy, then you are gonna be able to accommodate that much better, and you're gonna be able to feel much better. You're not gonna have to work so hard to have healthy food because it's right there. And in Taiwan, I just didn't feel like that. So that's why I just let my, you know, self-care and diet kind of slip. So after I was in Dubai, I was in the States, and my diet definitely kind of went off the rails again. Then I was in Vietnam, and then I went back to the States, and I was just in Costa Rica for a month. Like I was looking at photos being like, damn, I'm like really looking so much better. I'm really changing. So currently I am in Colombia, and I've been here for maybe about a month now. And one thing I really love about Colombia is how accessible healthy food is here, and how cheap it is here too, to just go to the store and get like fresh fruits and veggies. And there's so much variety. And it's so inexpensive. And I feel like better than ever. Like I have more energy. I feel lighter. My stomach just feels like flat and like I like not bloated. And I didn't even know I could feel not bloated. So I'm really embracing the fact that there's so many healthier options here. Of course, there's a ton of unhealthy options, but once again, it's like the accessibility is really high here. So with all of that said, then I do someday maybe want to move back to Taiwan. But with this realization, it makes me think like, if I ever come back, I really need to try to have a better diet, because I cannot feel the way I felt before again. Like the way I feel now, I want to feel like this and even better than this. And that is the story on how Taiwan made me gain weight. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to comment below your favorite Taiwanese food, and I will see you all next time. Peace.